we are in this together.
You have gifts that I don't have, and I have gifts that you don't have.
That we must see. Now is the time, because it's when we all get together that we will make the changes that we must make. We are the world.
Welcome to Malcolm and We, brought to you on malcolmpresents.com, the new streaming portal into the portal into the new world of Zoomcasting. And him with my co-host, Jana Larson. And we basically are, we're working with We the World, and We the World is a global coalition building nonprofit organizations whose mission is to maximize social change globally, which is, it's a huge mission, and hopefully, they're getting, and I was introduced to this by Jana. Jana, tell us a little about We. And then we'll introduce our guest, who's a young volunteer, and she's our future. But tell us a little about We for a minute.
Well, We the World is a nonprofit organization that likes to help and support other nonprofit organizations to create a true social change movement. That's it in a nutshell. And we are fantastic.
And we're show to extol their virtues and show the people that work for them. And all over
the world.
And we're going to introduce Malika, who is one of our volunteers on Malcolm and We. And let's get her on and then introduce her.
Okay. Yeah. There she is, our beautiful Malika.
Thank you so much.
Do the introductions, Jana.
Well, when we decided to start this project for Malcolm and We, Malika was our very first person who signed up, and she signed up for more than one position. So of course it was a no-brainer to make her our production coordinator. And so far she's been stepping up all over the place, filling in everywhere and doing amazing things. And we just couldn't be happier with what she's doing. Also, she's agreed to let me be her second mom. So, but Malika is from Uzbekistan and moved here a bit ago. First, her brother came over to go to school, and then he was telling the family how great America was. And he was in Florida, and then somehow ended up in California. And so the whole family is there now. So I want to hear all about how life was in Uzbekistan and how it is here in America. So welcome, Malika.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me as a special guest in this episode of our show. I'm very happy to be a part of your project, and I'm very happy to be here today. As I always say, I'm very happy to be living in USA. And actually, when my brother came to study in the university here in USA, he came alone, and the rest of the family was in Uzbekistan. So we were in Uzbekistan, and we really missed him a lot. And it was really difficult time for us, for our family. We missed him a lot, especially during the pandemic. We were very worried about what will happen. And then finally, and fortunately, we are very happy to be reunited with the whole family here in the United States.
The thing is, before we go on about the family, and I know I don't think most people in the United States know Uzbekistan, but they don't exactly know where it is on the map.
In Middle East, like neighbors with Afghanistan, with Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, and we're like neighbors with them.
Is it a very big country?
It's not like a so big country, but it consists of 12 regions.
12 regions?
Yeah, 12 regions.
Like states?
Tashkent and Tashkent region. And also Karakalpakstan.
Was that originally part of the USSR before they
Yes,
broke up?
yeah. It was part of Soviet Union.
So
And it became independent in 1991.
1990. And what languages do you speak there?
We mostly speak Uzbek, and we have a lot of schools in Russian. So most of the citizens speak Russian language, and also we speak English.
English. They teach English in schools?
Yeah,
And I know you're young. How old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
You're 19 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what they say, the youth will lead us. And
Yeah,
it's a big responsibility, kid.
yeah, sure.
And how old were you when you came to the United States?
I was 18 years old.
You were 18 years old. So you've only been living here about a year or so, or a year and a half?
Yeah, like 10 months.
10 months. Wow.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Now, did your brother end up getting a degree from his university?
He graduated his bachelor and he graduated his master's degree from master's degree, and then he got a job at Cisco company here in California, and that's why he came to California and we moved to California.
What is his degree in now? Yeah.
Software engineering.
Oh, that's very
a good thing.
Yeah.
I think we might have to have him to come as a volunteer also.
I will
speak to him.
Yeah, I will ask him about it.
Yeah, because as I say, Ayana and I are good in content and stories, but we're not good in technology. And that's why you are, that you volunteered, and we have you, which is a blessing.
Very much so.
Thank you so much.
And you're going to college now, right?
Yeah, actually, when I was studying in my hometown, I was studying media studies, Webster University. But when we moved, they didn't provide an online program for me. And I had to change my college. I had to study online program of University of London. But hopefully very soon in January, I'm transferring to San Francisco State University, and I will continue my studies there from spring 2023 semester. And I'm very excited about that. I'm an undergraduate student in marketing.
In marketing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, that's why she's doing what she's doing. It can do everything because she's right where we need help. So tell about your family now. Living there, and do you have other siblings living with you?
Actually, I have one sibling, my brother, my older brother, and I have my dad and my mom. My dad is a businessman. He's mostly involved in business, and he still is working online. And my mother is a psychologist. He was working at school as a psychologist, and he's still giving some mental health care to people from her work environment, from her friends, relatives, etc. And it really helps to talk with my mom because she has such kind of magic to make people calm down, like be happy and don't care about problems. Like
I need her telephone number. Are both of them in California? Both the parents?
Yeah, we are all together.
So does everybody miss being back in Uzbekistan, or are you just loving California?
We are loving California right now. My parents are learning English.
Are you helping them learn English? Are you more or less their teacher?
I'm trying to help.
I'm sure you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Now tell me about Uzbekistan, because obviously a lot of our attention is turned on Russia and Ukraine and how different life must be there. Is it a mountainous country?
Main capital of Uzbekistan is Tashkent. It's a city, and mostly with buildings, with high-rise buildings and etc. It's not in the mountains. Mountains are a bit far away from.
But you can see them.
Yeah, and
What type of government do they have?
government is a president.
So
Would you
it's a
get-
democracy?
It's a republic.
Democratic. Oh, it's a republic. Okay.
How did you get involved with we, or how did you get involved with Yana, and what are your goals?
It all started in summer. I was looking for volunteer positions to gain some experience, knowledge, skills related to my field. And I saw the social media marketing intern volunteer position that Visivolt was providing. And then I got interested in this position. I made some research about the organization, and I really liked your mission, your goals. And I decided to be involved in this organization. And I also wanted to make my own contributions to the world, to the life of people from my environment and from other environments. And I think volunteering is very important for in the life of everybody.
It's a great way to meet people.
Yeah, sure. And we scheduled a meeting with Jana, and we met with each other and talked. She told me about Malcolm and we podcast shows that were upcoming as a new project. And I got very excited about this project. Podcasting was a field that I didn't have any experience, but I was really, really interested in the production process of podcasts. And I decided to be in this project. And I'm very happy.
We are so glad.
Yeah, I'm very happy that I did such a great decision, that I took such a great decision to be here.
As a young person, what do you see the major problem of the world is? What do we have to do? You know, as I say, I don't know for Iana, but for me, I'm not sure. I'm not going to be around in the year, 2040. So
you might be.
I might be, but in 2040, you'll only be 39. You will still be young. The world is for you. What do you want to change? What do you think us adults have to do? Or you have to do to make the world better?
I think we should avoid social inequality that is still in our society, in our life of many people, especially in the life of women, children. And I see the news, I hear the news that many children, many women are subjected to different forms of violence, and we should try to avoid this violence. We should try to stop this violence. I think it's very important because in other case, I'm very worried about our future, about the future of our children, and about future generations in general. Nowadays, I think people are becoming more and more friendly, and they are trying to start thinking about this problem.
What's your favorite thing about living in the USA so far?
My favorite thing is seeing people who are very friendly, very polite, and I see that people are not like caring about clothes or other things of each other. Like they are not criticizing anything of others' lives.
Well, do me a favor. Don't come to you better not come to Los Angeles. It's a little different here. Well, in certain groups.
I mean, so in the state of California, it really varies. That that particular thing, Malcolm? I've only been to Northern
Oh
California.
yeah, Northern California is known as much more liberal as far as
Ah,
well, the San Francisco area.
mm-hmm.
And have you been to San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's supposed to be much liberal. In Los Angeles, it's almost like another state. Parts of it. Well,
Hmm.
here, a lot of it is very Hollywood, especially
Mm.
where I live in part of Los Angeles, which is called. I live in a portion called Sherman Oaks, which is over the hill. There are a lot
Over
of
the hill. What does that mean?
actually we really live. I live in the San Fernando Valley, and it really is a valley.
Hmm.
And they're mountains. In order to get to the regular Los Angeles, main part of Los Angeles, you have to go over the mountains. Of
Hmm.
course, we have freeways to go over there, so it doesn't, it's not like in the olden days. But
California is such a gigantic
it's a big state. Yeah. I mean, when I go to Europe, if I go into my car and I drive, 3 hours, I could be in 7 different countries.
Yeah.
If I go here 7 hours, I'm still in Los Angeles. I'm still in California.
Mm.
It's big. But Malika, I think you're going to start seeing another United States, or when you start going to school and you're going into classes and you start meeting people, because I think you might be a little limited.
Really? How?
Who
How
you
would
meet
she be
now.
limited?
No, she's limited with who she meets because she is working out of the house since the pandemic, and she's only been in like a year and a half. So that really, for the student body, it really hasn't opened yet. She hasn't been to classes, and classes she's going to meet a lot of people who are entirely different from her.
Well, and then plus with the whole pandemic, hybrid, virtual, it's such a different world as far as that's concerned too. Yeah, I've never, like I say, I've only been to, I've flown in to Oakland, and then we went north up to where my brother lives in Northern California. Um, can't say I spent a whole lot of time there. Mostly I remember lots of traffic.
Yeah, well,
They on a Friday afternoon. My gosh.
oh, forget about it. but I'm glad to see that you're acclimating to this country and that you like it, and the most important thing, that you're getting involved, and you're getting involved with issues that are important to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you continue, to be concerned, because again, it's people like you that's going to save us. And as I said on other shows, a lot of, especially Americans, think, oh, this is, this is going to take care of itself, but it's not. And we are too much, egocentric. We think the world depends on us. The world doesn't. The world existed. Our planet Earth existed millions and maybe even billions of years before there was a man on Earth. And it can exist without human beings. It can't exist without people. It will be another existence. But what's happening with our environment, which I keep on talking about, on the shows, what's happening with our environment, we may not be able to exist between the fires and the pollution and the poor air quality. It may not be right.
In our lifetime, Malcolm, yours and mine, we've seen a lot of change as far as that. If you're 19 years old, kind of, I suppose it's just always kind of been there, that some people are more aware of, the need to be really concerned and do something.
But I think, as far as your age and where you're from, you're now really awakening. I mean, I would say you're like it's in the early springtime of your life. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, the world is going to open up for you, and in a way, I envy you.
Mm.
Even though we give you all these problems to take care of, we're not there. But you have, all of a sudden, your mind is growing, and I think you'll see more of this when you get more involved with we.
Yes, and there was, there are so many new fields, like when you think of social biology and social ecology, and how the technology is involved with that too. there's so many advantages with the access to technology, and if there's more enlightened concern, which I think there is, that.
Well, in communications, here we're doing a show, and right now here I'm talking in Los Angeles. You're in Northern California, and Yana's in where are you? You're in Cleveland.
Well, near. I'm in the middle of a cornfield in eastern Ohio, south of Cleveland,
Well,
about mid-state.
Build a field and they will come. That's a movie.
Yeah. What was the name of that? Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
And this is about a farmer who builds a baseball field, and he doesn't know why. He sort of like gets
keeps hearing a voice.
Yeah. And it's build a field and they will come.
Well, I heard a voice, about We the World, and so I joined. And Malika got the bug, and Malcolm, you've got the bug, and now look what we're doing.
Yeah, well, I believe, like, me meeting you 100 years ago would have never met you.
Exactly.
I mean, I know you weren't here, but I mean, a person from Uzbekistan.
I feel like it sometimes.
Yeah, but it's one world right now. I mean, we could do this Zoom, and I have with the group of, well, it wasn't we, but we was involved with Ben, and there was all over the world. We had a Zoomcast.
Yeah.
And there were people from all over the world, and some of our volunteers here, well, you know them. Josh Remy is from Nigeria.
Josh Remy, he's in Nigeria. Yeah, it's very international.
Chinese. It's Chinese, and Michael
from China. Yeah, and communicating with one of our other video editor people who is in China right now. It's just incredible, and it's something good that came out of the pandemic. We perfected this whole zooming thing and podcasting thing, and
well, that's how I got involved. I've been originally, as you know, I mentioned, in radio and television, but never before, podcasting or Zoomcasting, and never before as a on camera.
Yeah, and as a person of a certain age, you were brave enough to jump into this new world.
What do you mean, a person of a certain age?
Well, I don't know how else to say it.
A senior citizen.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I don't know you. I hate when somebody is. And when were you born? When you have to do. And every time I get my year, I say, "Oh my God."
I know. And then when you fill out a form and you have to put the year in, and it won't let you just type it in. You have to scroll and scroll and scroll.
And Malika, you're never going to have to write the word 19 something except for history. So how do you, what do you envision yourself in the future now? Do you have, what are your goals? I mean, is it monetary goals or an educational goals, or is it to help people goals? Or is it all of them? All of them?
All of them. Actually, I have a lot of goals, and I love planning like my life, and I love having my goals set. I have some goals related to my education, job, career, and like my family, related to my self-development as a human being. And also I have some goals related to my contributions that I will make to the environment and to the world, like to the life of other people.
I'm just so proud of you, Malika. You're just an amazing young lady. And
now getting a little personal fast, because our time is actually up. Are you looking forward to meeting someone, to get married, to have children, to raise a family?
Of course. That it? I want to meet one day. I want to meet a person who will be that one, who will love me throughout the life, and who I will be happy with the rest of my life.
That's a good wish and a good dream, and I certainly hope that for you.
And I second that. I'd love to see you, because you're such a lovely person.
I'm very, very. We are so lucky to know Malika,
and the world is lucky to have you in it. Under that. Our time is up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you think that was a half hour, Malika?
No.
Because I know you were nervous to be on.
Yeah, I was a
Time
bit
goes by
nervous.
fast. Because between me and between Yana and I, we talk. Anyway,
I
looking
told you it
forward
would be. I told you you would be fine, and you were absolutely excellent and adorable, and just loved you, Malika. You're
just
just
to clue the audiences, I'm going to forward the show to Malika, who's going to do the editing. Our editing basically is to put the top and back, the front and back on the show, and enter it into. We do this to YouTube, and then I do it to Malcolm Presents. And we're just starting Malcolm and We. So this is, I think, our fifth show or a sixth show.
This is our sixth
show. And we're looking forward to having all you guys, all our audience, sticking with us. We're going to have bigger and better shows coming into the future.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, it's one world, and we're going to make, what is it? Me? I can't.
Me to we.
No, okay,
no, wait a minute. We.
Me.
We.
To we.
Me to we. There we got it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The objective of the organization We the World is to facilitate cooperation on a global scale amongst groups and individuals dedicated to implementing solutions to the many challenges we face on the planet at this time.